Episode 4.
Bucking around is back.
We missed it.
No, I got in there.
All right.
Is that what you do
One
it
word.
together?
Yeah.
And he tries to
Well,
get in
technically
there.
not, because he doesn't like it.
I don't like it. Because everybody joins in and does it together, and it's just like, to me, it just sounds like it's way too like High School Musical, isn't it? Don't you think?
What's wrong with High School
It's
Musical?
like everybody jumps in and like
Together.
bucking around.
To be fair, you look like a really ugly Zac Efron.
In what film though?
Welcome to episode 4.
In what film?
A period piece where he's covered in pox.
What?
I'm sorry.
They didn't even go with what?
Did you say
You're
covered
right.
in pox?
Yeah, a period piece. So
Oh,
like
right,
he's
as
an
in-
old man,
Yeah.
but like covered in pox.
Zac Efron? Zit Efron.
Zit Efron.
Together.
Right, do your introductions then, boy.
Welcome to the show, Martin.
Thank you very much.
Are you happy to be here?
Yeah, it just feels like already that we've done 25 minutes without a
We
camera
have,
being
yeah,
on, and it's
yeah.
a camera. Could I say cabaret? I have honestly drunk that
Eebity-bity.
much.
What's in-
And I'm having one glass of wine, and that's
What's
it.
in that?
It's wine. It's
And?
wine.
Or
It's
did you
Friday.
dissolve in it?
It's Friday. Nothing else. Tonight. This is the funny thing. I can hear you all. I love the fact that you all slurp your tea.
Can you hear it on the recording?
Yeah, it's great. I
we
wait
had
for it.
We had a comment about it.
Did you?
Yeah,
Didn't they
someone
like it?
No, someone just messaged me
Because
saying
if
just
someone said they didn't like it, the first thing I do is pick up and slurp every single time. No, I wouldn't do that.
no.
You can't slurp wine.
But we
though,
were
can
saying
you?
it's
You can go to meant to get the flavour through it. And
Oh,
then-
really?
but
Oh
then
yeah,
you
only
spit
meant
it
to,
out.
and it's the ladders and the swilling and all that bullshit. No? Yeah, so it's
I'm not going to do it now, but it's. I
So-
just like drinking it.
Martin,
sir.
how are you? You having a good time?
I've got a bit of a cold.
Oh.
But I'm all right. Yeah, I'm okay. Bit of a cold, but I'm quite happy that there's nobody really around me in my life this weekend, so that I can give the cold too. So
Apart from us, cheers.
yeah. So
thanks,
you're all
mate.
going to come down
As he
flu
says.
next week.
well, that's beautiful. So you're our first international guest.
International.
Our first.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, you gave it away. So disappointed.
I'm from India.
So were you born in Wales?
Yes, I was born in Bridgend General Hospital.
Okay.
Sorry?
Bridgend General Hospital.
No, I heard you. I'm just sorry.
That was good.
I like that.
How did you live in Wales?
Yeah.
Ever?
Left when I was 8 or 9.
Oh.
My dad was working on an oil refinery called Collerton. Do you remember down by Stanford-le-Hope? No, yeah. Well, it's not there anymore, is it? Or they're knocking it all down.
No, I don't remember.
But they were building it when my dad came up. But we moved to Billericay first. Lived in Billericay for 2 years, and then Hockley. I've been in Hockley since I was 11.
That is like a tough job though, isn't it? Like oil refinery, like it's that sort of. Or am I thinking of the ones
Well,
like out at
you-
sea where it's
Oh,
like
my
some-
dad's done that as well.
Yeah, I can imagine that's like.
Oh, he's got some
intense-
great stories. Problem is, when you've heard them 1,000 times,
Yeah.
Get him on air.
oh,
In
you'd
fact,
never
can
get him
you
off.
Get him off.
You'd never get him off.
I think that becomes a thing when you're old, isn't it? Like I go to my grandparents now, my great grandparents, and I hear the same 3 stories every single time I visit.
But there's a
But,
time in your life where you can't wait to hear the stories.
Yeah.
And I remember when my father was travelling, and he was travelling quite a lot. So he'd be out in like Abu Dhabi and Dubai and all Middle East and stuff like this. And then he'd tell me the stories when he came home. And there's this one story, I may as well tell you, it's a place called the Al Jimmy Club. Now, this sounds really stupid, but this club, it was on an island. It was a very small island in the Gulf called Daz Island. And they were combining all the clubs. They were shutting down all the clubs on the island and having one central club, like a community centre. Right. But because of the legalities of the alcohol laws, they couldn't move the alcohol, say, from one club to the other. So they had to have a shutdown of each club and drink it all every night.
Oi, oi.
Now, this story, I'll leave it just in case you ever meet my dad. The night of the Al Jimmy Club is one of the nights where I think, I really would have loved to have been there. They had 2 bottles of Remy Martin VS Very blah, 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 blah. And the man behind the bar just turned around and looked around. All these guys are really smashed. It's all men. And he went, none of you bastards are going to drink this, and just tipped it down the sink, 2 bottles of it like that. And my dad just went, that's style. But yeah, so yeah, we moved up here because of him.
Okay.
So
So do you go back to Wales very often? Have you got
used to, Used to go a lot to watch the rugby.
Oh, okay.
Again, my father had debenture tickets, so we used to go a lot. But cost, time, everything else. It's brilliant. International weekends, if you ever get a chance. Actually, I've got my mind going now. We could go one day.
Plan that. Let's plan that.
Film it.
Yeah.
Bucking around in Wales.
Yeah.
Bucking around on tour.
See, the good thing with bucking around is you can apply it to anything. Bucking around in a swimming pool, bucking around on
So
a
Martin,
bike.
thank you. Continue.
I thought you liked the bucking around thing.
He's just talking a load of crap.
He's like the enforcer.
Yeah, whenever
I like
something's
that.
drifting.
Where's your hat, by the way?
Yeah, what's
Did
it?
we have one today?
You were too hot in it, weren't you? I
Yeah.
bet you took it off and it went because it was really warm.
I thought
in
it was going to go.
No, I said
be full Colin Kaepernick under there, like out
No,
there.
after he's been going on about it, I just thought, right.
you've gone even more skin off now, haven't you?
You've got a different gilet though, haven't you? Is
that a different
Is
one?
the gilet now a thing for you?
How many of them you got?
Just two.
Oh shit!
I'm out now,
What are we
that's
going to
it.
do next week?
I might have to go out and buy one specifically.
Yeah, get a
They
new
used
one.
to be called, when I was a kid, they were called body warmers.
Yeah, they still
Yeah,
are.
they
Isn't
still
it?
are.
called body
Yeah.
warmers.
Yeah, just pricks call them gilets.
Throwing shade already on the gilet front.
Okay, nice little bit about your Welsh heritage.
Yeah.
So you're 100%.
Yes.
You are. So your mum and dad.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
100%. So that
100%.
makes my daughters, even though they hate it,
50%.
more Welsh than English because my wife's half Spanish. So that
But
makes
that's not
them
Welsh.
So that
Is she
makes
really?
them. Yes.
Didn't know that back
My
then.
mum, Nana Millie, Nana Millie, silly Nana Millie. She's
That
from
explains why, like, Kim's always orange, like
Orange.
so tan.
No, it's nothing to do with that. It's
So
the carrots.
tanned.
It's the carrots that she eats, and it's the fake tan that I have to smell.
Really, it's a pain in the
They
arse.
need to sort. If the man that invents or woman, whatever, invents fake tan that doesn't smell like gone off curry,
Yeah,
will make a fortune.
it's the whole event, though, isn't it? Like, because they have to like change the bed sheets the following day and all that shit, and you know,
Yeah,
it
why
just,
do you
just
know
makes a
this?
massive mess. Because I have had girlfriends.
Oh, I thought it was going to go a different way.
No, I know why you don't know this, but why do you know this?
Put your key back in your pants.
It's bigger than a key.
You had to justify that to someone. Didn't
I had
you?
to. Someone was like, I saw that thing about the wardrobe analogy and the key, and I was like, it's all right, I've lost a little bit of weight, so it's more like a cabinet, and it's bigger than a key as well. But they didn't believe me. That's
Just
fine.
make sure you get that in there
Yeah.
so that everybody knows.
I realised as well make it very difficult for me to do any kind of flirting outside anyone who knows me, because they go, oh, I saw you.
They will literally have to go for your personality now.
Well, yeah, that's they go. You know, you're so self-deprecating. Everyone seems to. You don't really have friends. They just bully you on this podcast. What's wrong with you?
No one has said that.
No, they haven't.
I
No,
don't
we
think
love you,
anyone,
and I
anyone
don't
bullies
think-
you. I think people love you.
I think they do.
My wife thinks you're great.
I think you're
It's
brilliant.
very kind.
Yeah,
That's very kind.
You're a little comic.
but in fact, she prefers you more than me.
yeah.
Where's your address again?
Just sly on over. There's a wardrobe at the door.
And I've got the key.
Wait, what?
Is Martin been to IKEA or something? What's going on out there? Oh, very funny.
That is interesting stuff. So because you are, and I'm going to try and do this without insulting you at all, right? Because
expecting to get insulted.
Because-
I'll get upset if I don't get insulted.
no, because you are from, like, usually we're going to have, and all the people we've had so far, I say all the people, you're still here, and the only other one is Mitch.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to need a bigger table because everyone's just going
you'd have to
keep
Everyone
extend
will stay-
it.
stay
Yeah,
on.
we're just going to add somebody every time. Yeah. No, but like all the people we've had so far, we're all of a similar age group, so you are a slightly different era.
That's a really nice, polite way of calling me an old bastard.
You old prick.
I can't say
No.
prick, I said bastard.
This gets worse and worse. All right.
So, I mean, we touched on this a couple of weeks ago, so I sort of wanted to bring it back to it. We were talking about like modern dating and stuff. So the way that like we have to deal with things like Tinder and like Bumble and whatever else, like, and basically everything is online. So I kind of wanted to hone it back in and sort of maybe get your take on what that would have been like. So sort of like, I'm not talking like all those moons ago, but you know, just like, no, you don't have to go into.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I'm not going to go into specifics.
Yeah, of course not. But like it was. I think it's just a completely. I think it's just a completely different time, isn't it? So just to kind of get like a feel for like, or how
the nightclub, the classic one. If you've ever seen.
You made that sound like not a nightclub, the nightclub.
The nightclub.
There was
only one.
That was where you went to get girls. Because girls went to the pub, but then after the pub, they went to a nightclub. And the only interaction you could get to get the girl would be go up to them and say, do you want to dance?
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird now, I think,
no,
when you
I
see
think
that.
That's so much better than what we do now. Because like it's just no interaction like with like, so that's why I kind of wanted just to see where you were at.
But
with
you
it,
look at, you've all seen Only Fools and Horses, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Rodney where he meets Cassandra, and it pays the money, and they have a bet, don't they? And he goes, I'll ask her, and he goes over and asks.
You've been on one of those dates.
That's
you go on the date, you pay the money.
No. I didn't pay. It's fine.
Go on. Sorry. Continue.
And that was the way that you sort of met a girl, really. But then when you look at the big picture of it, the girl I ended up marrying was my best friend. So it was was all just...
How did you meet her?
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, I know.
Not for the public domain.
It's not for...
Well,
Right,
it is.
okay.
It is. It's not a problem, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's your
got
story.
Kim got me to join an airline. I'm not going to say the full thing, and I'm not going to say which airline it is, but Kim got me...
Stocks have dropped massively.
No, it's privately owned and he's got an island in the Caribbean, but that's nothing to do with that. Kim got me to join an airline and we got together through that. The whole story is not something that I would say now, but I will tell you. I'll tell you three off air.
Because you did the whole like airline thing, didn't you? Because Kim still does it now.
I can't wait for the break.
So you did the whole, traveling around.
Yep.
I was like, because
you was a steward?
a host.
Trolley dolly.
How did you
That
find that?
must have been like really nice going around and seeing all
Enjoyed
these
it.
places.
I loved it for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And I probably hated it for the last 2, but that was because I needed a change. At the time of my life, I needed a change.
I think it's something that looks very appealing, particularly these days to like young people, to be like, because, you have to do 6-7 hours worth on a long haul. You'd have to do 7-8 hours worth of work. Then you stay wherever you are. Because I know people who've gone into it who will do a flight to Miami, for example. And then have to stay in Miami and wait for the flight back for 4 days, 5 days. Exactly, that's what I mean. But that's the perks of the job,
I would recommend any young person that has no idea of what they want to do between the ages of 19 and 25, if they've got a bit of oomph about them, a bit of sparkle, go do it.
Yeah.
100%.
I
would recommend it if you are the right type of character. You've got to be the right type of character.
I applied for it a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it obviously didn't happen, but,
Not the right type of character.
not the right type of character,
Not the personality they were looking for.
Unsuccessful on this occasion.
Bland comes to mind.
Wow.
But the thing is, I couldn't deal with the sheer amount of jet lag now. I've noticed my wife needing more sleep than she did when she was younger.
I think it's definitely something that would be harder when you've got a family and kids and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of work round that. And I can remember taking the kids to school, and I'd take the kids to school, and they go, "Oh, where's Kim?" And I go, "Oh, she's in Hong Kong or wherever." And they go, "Do you not find that hard? We don't know any different. It's just
it's
the way
you've grown up with it, and you're together."
Fine until you brought it up.
Just sitting in the car sobbing at the traffic lights.
Yeah. And it's just like the kids don't know any different either. They were like, well, where's Mum? Well, she's gone to work. Where's work? Where's she gone? I don't know.
But she's never ever gone that long, though, is she? That she makes a difference.
Not anymore. She used to be gone for about a week.
Okay.
Sometimes, but you just work around it, really. It's good because in the sense of you also get your own life as well a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
So like I do a lot. Like when Kim's home, I've got mates that tick the mickey. They know if I'm messaging them, do you fancy going out? And the message I'll get back is, Kim's away then.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not. So we can we can do that, and that works.
Yeah.
There's also that thing as well, absence makes the heart grow fonder, isn't
It certainly does, and the red uniform and her arse in it makes something else grow as well.
Not that much, though.
About the length of a key.
Yeah. But no, you're dead right. Because every time I see her, I'm like, you know, not like literally, but like, I'm always pleased to see her. It's very rare that I'm not pleased to see her.
Because you do spend probably more time apart than like your average couple.
Yeah,
and
because
like,
even when she's at home, I'm at work. Then you know, but one of the things she has to do quite a lot. She has to. She'll ring me and say like Sienna will go to school and she'll say, "Oh, I'm going back to bed." Now, some people think that's completely weird. I think that's completely natural and normal. She says, "I'm going back to bed for the day."
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You've got to catch up in your sleep. And that's why.
I mean, schedule-wise, she must be all over the place all the time, like in terms of like her sleeping patterns and all that. Because if you're going to the US and then you come back from there and you're on that time zone, and then you're going to the West Coast or you're going Asia or wherever it might be, you're in different.
But there's
time
limitations that don't allow them to do.
Right. Okay. So they're sensible with the way that
they're pretty good. I mean, as a company to work for. The company that she works for I still say is one of the best companies in the world.
Yeah,
and I would never ever let anybody say a bad word about it.
No.
I mean, I won't be on the scenes, but I would never ever let anyone say anything bad about it. But and they're a good bunch of people.
It's a very safe bet, isn't it, when you fly with Virgin?
Yeah.
Whereas when I flew home from Miami this year, I flew home with Wamos Air.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got on the plane and the old boy.
You were going Norwegian.
I did, but the Norwegian basically cancelled my flight home and then booked us a backup flight, which was with a Spanish airline called Vamos Air, or it was spelled Vamos, but
that's
it was like,
goodbye.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm really going to enjoy this holiday because I'm not confident I'm going to make it back over the sea.
I never even knew that.
So I got on the plane, right? So I was, and I'd not worked myself up over it, but I was like, I'd accepted the fact that I could die.
You're an idiot. You are an idiot.
So, but the worst thing about it, right?
Did you send out a load of text beforehand as well?
Yeah, so just kind of like subtle messages of love.
Hopefully see you soon.
Yeah. If I don't, it's my...
Norwegian Airways are quite a good airline.
Yeah,
Norwegian are good.
On the way there,
So I wouldn't be scared.
It wasn't with Norwegian.
Yeah, I know, but they booked it for you, didn't
Yeah,
they?
but it weren't theirs.
Yeah, but it wasn't their plane.
What made it worse was on the way there, I got one of the Dreamliners. So I had like enough room for a small giant.
Yeah.
The seat next to me was empty. I had the brand new, and they put all that like mood lighting and like different air through to make sure that you don't get jet lag and all that kind of thing. The flight home,
You're on some rickety old bucket.
there was
chickens behind you.
It was a propeller-driven aircraft.
Contact.
12 seats. I sat down. There was a pregnant woman to my left and an old boy to my right. The old boy's talking about how it's basically a guarantee that the plane's going to go down. Like, genuinely.
But he's going, doesn't matter, I've lived my life.
So I sat down by myself and I did this, looked up, no screen, no nothing, no plug-in for my phone. Literally, the plane must have been like...
Just two panic handles to hold on to.
Pre-technology. So, and it was the most hideous, horrendous, because I took 2 of those sleeping pills.
Oh, they're the best.
But they didn't work.
No, I'm surprised, he was too uptight. He was having a panic attack.
Adrenaline.
So then I was just really
so
fucking tired.
Yeah.
And like, because when we took him on the flight home, like, that's unbelievable. And I don't know what
I've still got one. I'm saving
You
it for when I
said
really
that?
need it. I've still got one. Like, seriously, they're the best tablets I've ever taken in my life.
Unbelievable.
Where did you get them from?
Just in the shop.
Yeah, go on.
In the
Was it? Because I'm still not.
What, in the States?
Yeah.
Whenever I talk about this, like, you're right.
No, he's fallen asleep.
I've had one of those tablets.
He's had a tablet.
Jesus.
You thought you got away with it
As well. Oh, that's all right. That'll just trickle down my top. No one will know.
So whenever I talk about this, I'm like, I've still never seen the packet for what you gave me. Because the worst thing about it was there were 7 of us, so they're all in the row behind, and then I was the one seat in front. So I could see, if I turned around, I could see him behind me. Took 2 of these tablets, and I remember turning around to look at him about 10 minutes later, and I just went, "Can you feel that?" Like, and I cannot sleep on a train, in the car, on a plane, nothing. I can't sleep in this position.
You took the piss out of them for everyone did for about 5 minutes. Like, I can't feel anything.
Mate, I woke up with about 20 minutes left in the flight, and I was asleep the entire time. They gave me my food. I took the food off the tray, And the agreement was I was going to give it to Kyle in the row behind, but he was in the middle seat. So I'm on the aisle's here. I'm turning the wrong way. There's a person next to me. I'm literally asleep trying to give him this tray of food. I'm just doing this. They couldn't work it out. And Kyle's going, turn around, give it the other way. And I'm just going...
I'm so tired.
I fell asleep on the guy next to me. And I just...
So you never saw the packet for these pills?
No, never. And the woman came over and she was like, do you want a drink? And I was like, yeah, I'll have a Heineken, please. Don't know why I did that. Didn't want that at all. Took it off her, fell asleep with my head on the chair in front, dropped the Heineken on the floor, and it woke me up.
Wow.
So,
I've got to get some of these.
Best tablets I've ever
I don't
had.
think you ever needed two. That was because I was tired for like a month afterwards. Like,
I mean, you was all fine about using them until he pulled them out of a condom packet. And you're like, you sure these are legal?
Where'd you get them, mate? Doesn't look very
Just
official.
leans over and goes, oh, there it is.
Anyway, nice introduction. So, these go so quick when we're getting to chatting about anything.
It's just normal, isn't it?
Yeah, you forget it's there straight away. So,
It's funny though. I just keep thinking you're going to do something to make me laugh again. You just make me laugh all the time anyway.
So we're going to start part 2 with the little word game that we played.
Yes.
And we've got a few words, see if you know what they mean, like we did last week. And then go from there.
Sweet.
Happy days.
Sweet.
Every
Oh, no.
fucking time.
Yes. He loves it.
Fucking pork fingers.